Hey everybody, Jack Danger again with Flower Fang, and like we said this week, we're turning this piece of wood into this sculpture. So to start things off today, we're just going to get the laser turned on. This is laser one of my two that I have in the studio. This one has the more fresh laser tube. It's just cutting a little better at this point, so I'm using this one today. So I'm just reaching to the back here to flip the switch on. I've already got it all hooked up to power and everything. And then over here, I'm plugging in my cool box and my ventilation. We've got venting out the back of the unit there that goes out the window right next to our AC unit, very convenient. And then down here, we've got the cool box, which is running water through the laser, through the CO2 laser tube while it's functioning to keep everything nice and cool in the unit while it's cutting. Okay, so we just have the laser calibrating here. I have it all turned on. It's just sliding across the top, and then it's going to jog a little bit on the x-axis to calibrate. And this is usually when I just turn her on and get a cup of coffee because she takes a little bit to warm up. But we'll start cutting in a minute. Okay, so after getting the laser turned on, next step is to come over to the computer, and here we are in the RE3 platform. This is the program that communicates with the full spectrum lasers that I have, and so here I am grabbing my Calyx Reliquary PDF cut file from my files and dragging it into the platform, and then I'm just centering it in the cuttable area, so that just shows me the, the platent of the machine, and I'm just centering it in that area, in the bed. And that shows me my line work. I've got some settings over here, but first I have one more thing I have to grab because I do a log print, a unique log print. Let's just grab that one. And for the Calyx Reliquary, I size it up to 2.5 inches to sit in the base of the reliquary. So it just sits on the base piece here, and I just get it all nice and centered, just visually until it looks good. And for that, since it's engraving, I'm going to come over to my settings here. I'm going to leave it on 100% power, but I'm going to kick it down to 30% speed, which just means the laser head is going to go slower while it's engraving, which just means I'm going to get a slightly deeper engrave than if I left it at 100% speed, say. So I'm just slowing it down to get a slightly deeper engrave. 30% is what I've tested that works for me on this wood, so that's what I use. Then if I deselect that, then it comes back over to my line work settings, and I'm going to go with 20% speed here, a little slower even than the engrave because we're getting through an 1/8 inch of wood with some finish on it. And this is a nice fresh laser though, a nice fresh laser tube, so I am only going with one pass. It should be able to get through, and the walnut usually doesn't give me any trouble. The walnut cuts pretty easy, and that's what we're cutting on today. So those are the settings I'm going to go with for this, and I think those should be pretty good. And then next step is I'm going to come over here and we would hit this button to run perimeter, and you'll see my laser head starts running the perimeter of the cuttable area here. This little button, or this little dot, is the laser head jogging around the cuttable area, and that's how we get the piece of wood centered so we can cut, and that is where we'll pick up in tomorrow's video. So I'll see you then.